Live, let's do it. So what's happening? Hello, greetings, internet. Welcome to round 9 of Naboo Open. I am host numero uno, Chris Allen, from the glorious, honorable, and humble Carolina Crates.
And this is Peter Fu, your co-host from the South Jersey PA X-Wing group. Before we start, Chris, I just really want to thank you. For our listeners at home, you've heard, for our old listeners at home, you've heard me say this time and time again, but for our new listeners, Chris took the time to bring all his stuff up from North Carolina, that 9-hour drive, and is voluntarily streaming this entire event for the benefit of the community, hoping to help educate and just share these amazing flyers' abilities and talents with the world.
So, all right, hold on a second. So one, it's a 12-hour drive, but two, no, I'm getting way oversold here. So yesterday I O2 dropped, and I just had all the camera equipment and everything in my car. So I was like, all right, I'll drop, and let's just record and make sure this stuff gets out there. And Mr. Peter here is like, hey, want some help? And I was like, please God, yes. Don't drop the help, but if you're having a bad day too, let's do it. And I get here this morning. I mean, we did this yesterday, but I get here this morning. You've beaten me here. You've got the tables moved. You've got the big display we had to get out of the way moved. I start setting up the camera by the table. I come back. All the wires are laid out and sorted and organized. You ad hoc some banners together out of some shirts I got. You fill airtime, which I'm completely and totally incapable of doing. So please, thank you, sir.
No. But Chris, why don't you have a little more experience with this setup right here, with these two lists, given that you play a lot of Nova and Carolina lists. Can you tell us a little bit about our left person, which is Tim Ralps, who's playing out of the prototype Toronto League face-to-face games in Canada?
Yeah, so this is the list that, I don't want to say Paul debuted at Worlds. It's a variation of it. So basically, this is taking Asajj and trying to get as much use out of that tractor beam title as possible. You take the big rocks, you take Asajj, you run up to things, you tractor beam them onto a rock where they lose in agility, and then they take 4 damage from your TLTs. So Paul played this at Worlds and kind of popularized it there. Get wrecked, Paul. That's where I beat him. Suck it, Paul. Anyways, because the problem at the time was that this is actually relevant. I'm not just trash-talking Paul for no reason, though I would totally also do that. The reason it was bad at the time, no, it wasn't bad. I mean, he top 16 with World with it, right? But the main weakness of it was defenders. You just couldn't hit defenders with Asajj, because, or more specifically, Commonwealth, which was, Juke Vessery, Riyadh, and then a Pop Shuttle, because even if the defender blanks, it's going double evade, and then Asajj is rolling 2 to 3 hits, so you'd have to natural 3 hits to natural 3 blanks to even have a chance of tractor beaming something. And then when your tractor beam hits, they've still got all their tokens left, so your TLTs aren't going to hit. So he said, "All right, what was the best list at the time? I'm going to take a bad list of that and hope I don't play it." I was playing it. So he took his loss from me, but that was the only time he hit it, so it was fine. When you play something that's bad to what's the meta, you usually only play it once or twice. So as long as it's good against everything else, it's actually a pretty good meta call. And here Tim says, "Okay, well, defenders and Palpatine just got nerfed to the ground. Let's give this a shot." And actually, he's on a variation of it here that I really like. So it's Asajj. Does it have Black Market Slicer tools? I didn't think to check.
The Asajj has Black Market Slicer tools.
Yeah, so it's Push, Lots Razi, Klaru, Black Market Slicer tools, Gyro Targeting, and Shadowcaster title, right? So the big question is Shadowcaster title versus engine upgrade. I won't go into the specifics here, but I think he just doesn't have points. They're both at 100, right?
They are at 100 with Tim Ralps on the left with initiative.
Okay, and yeah, so they're both at 100 points. He can't do engine upgrade. So he says, all right, whatever. Gyros is fine, because he's doing 3-speed maneuvers anyways because he's got Push. And he's got a TLT with just Unhinged, so 25 points. And he's got Torkil Mux, who is the Hawk who says, hey, that guy's pilot skill 0, range 1 to 2, I think, with Outlaw Tech, which actually really good with a Hawk die. Would take a red maneuver, still get a focus. And, oh God, I don't even know how many points Outlaw Tech is. Like 2? I think it's 2.
Well, it's TLT minus, it's like 3 points.
3 points?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 points it is. And is Torkil's 30 points, right? Not 37?
Oh, it's 37 all in.
Whoa, that's an expensive Hawk. Okay, and then you want to go down the right side? Actually, this is a lot of upgrades. So, and I remember off the top of my head, so I don't need your list. So, yeah, on the right side, we've got Peter Smith running Heragattor. So this threw everybody off guard. I don't remember who ran it at It was one of the other system opens. God, I don't remember which system open. Should have done my research. But basically, you take Hera with Navigator, and you reveal any maneuver, and you change it to any other maneuver. And you have C-3PO on there with the 0 agility ship, which would normally be stupid, because C-3PO says, before you roll more than 0 dice, basically, 1 or more dice, I think it says, but you have to roll a die for C-3PO to work. You can't guess 0 on 0 dice. You have to actually roll a die. So 0 agility ship normally really sucks with C-3PO, but you also have Ashoka, who says, at the start of the combat phase, Hera can boost to PS infinity. So Hera gets to range 3 of exactly 1 ship, says, all right, I'll C-3PO 0, I'll have an evade, and then Hera also has TLT accuracy corrector, engine upgrade, obviously to take the boost, and then she's got Zeb in the back with no upgrades, and Hera has Intel Agent as well, to make the whole combo work. So you can say, okay, that ship's going to be there, I'll reveal a maneuver, and then Hera Navigator it to absolutely whatever I want. I'm not sure exactly what the set of maneuvers you can switch to is, but I think it is actually any maneuver on the dial, because Hera is change a red maneuver to a red maneuver, a green maneuver to a green maneuver, and Navigator is change the speed.
Yes.
So you can reveal let's see if I can do this. You can reveal a 1 turn.
The 1 soft, and you can basically go to any green.
Yeah, go to any green, or you can change the speed. There's no reds that are banks though.
You can do the 5K.
So yeah, if you put the 5K, there's no 5 straight. It doesn't matter.
It's a 4 straight.
Yeah, because you can change it to a straight green, and then, or you could change it to. No, you can't change it to a 5K. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. You have a lot of maneuver choices.
Yeah, you can go from a red turn to a 5K if you'd like.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's a maneuver you can pick and do absolutely anything. I think the answer is no. Now that I think.
So the hyper aggressive Hera is the Need Num, where you could literally you put Need Num and Navigator on, and then you're able to change it into almost 7 combinations.
Yeah, any combination.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean C-3PO is less cute. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. This Hera Navigator nonsense is so cute. I love it. Like, speaking of jank, we are scraping the bottom of the barrel of jank tank here.
And Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. Have we seen a Rebel table on the top table for the past 4 rounds?
I'd believe you if you told me that. I think so.
Yeah,
So to be fair, this is table 2. Table 1 is Dash. It's the Dash Pro we saw earlier against Duncan Howard playing Scum Aces and Manaroo. Yeah, Manaroo. Hey, Manaroo that just got nerfed. That Manaroo.
Yes. So that's once again that's a Dash with a PO9 at a 43-point PO9.
Yep.
Up against the Duncan Howard at the side table.
Yeah, and actually, really quick, I want to talk about how cool Tim's opener here is. Like, we've seen him self-bump his Y-Wing on Torkil like 2 or 3 turns in a row just to get them almost exactly on top of each other, because he wants to make it as hard as possible for Hera to be in range of only one of them. And then you can see he's with Asajj there, again, just making it really hard. Hera doesn't have many movement possibilities here that put her in range 1 of only 1 ship. So, I'm not sure what the measuring was. Oh, target lock. Okay. So Hera reveals a maneuver, and Hera's going to choose the maneuver that she actually wants to do. So after all the trash talking I did about the Hera promo and said, why would they give us the absolute worst Ghost pilot as a promo? Coming back to bite me. Right? Because when the Ghost came out, everybody's like, Lothal Rebel, right? 35-point health brick, awesome. Chopper, stress control.
Well, I know Hera was pretty popular on Vassal. There was that Vassal league that let you put an EPT on any pilot.
No,
and
they didn't.
Yes, and everyone put VI on.
I bet Hera with VI is pretty good.
Yeah, this is pretty interesting. But the most interesting part about Ahsoka, the release of Ahsoka, is our ability to have a pilot skill infinite, basically, with.
Yep.
With if you run them correctly.
Yep, and Ashoka here, just to note, is actually cannot be shot. Tim does not have a pilot skill 9 chip, so Ashoka is safe.
Yeah, that's a very strong Ahsoka, and that's a very strong Ahsoka. Normally, I see Ahsoka run with that VI, but
this Ahsoka is PS7.
Yeah, but you're still
that's
right.
all you needed.
Yeah, that's all you needed. So in this meta, Chris. Is the Ahsoka 7 the correct play?
If you don't have points for it, which you don't here, I think the answer is yes. I thought Heragattor had points for it, but I don't know the points off the top of my head. So Oh, maybe the Intel agent is.
Yes, the Intel agent was 1 point.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe the one that I've been seeing is not Intel agent. Instead has
Because this Ahsoka has Chopper,
Or has
and
a-
so
yeah.
so this is an aggressive Ahsoka with the black market slicer tools.
Yep. So he's just gonna go. He's just trying to get close to things to slice them because slicer tools is a pretty good counter to Outlaw Tech, which is those are not like he did not bring slicers to counter Outlaw Tech. It's just like a fortunate pairing happenstance.
And at this point, I like to just introduce our right-hand player, which is Peter Smith, who is also prototype Toronto League, PTL.
These Canadians coming in. They come across our borders. They take our tournaments. When Canada sends their Toronto League players, they don't send their best.
And that's 30 people.
Their bus pulled in right before us.
Chris and I saw this, but for our internet viewers, they literally brought a charter bus of 30 people.
It's actually super awesome.
Parked it outside of the venue, and because the venue doesn't let you bring outside food in, they have all the food in their charter bus, and they're literally having a party bus. The Canadians,
Yep.
The Canadians are out partying the Americans right now.
I think Dengar's probably just sitting there at the wheels, waiting for everybody to get back.
Now, I've got
He did it, man. Hera did it. Check it out.
Oh,
Range 3 of everything.
that is
Range 3 of just Asajj, or just out. Okay.
so. We have Peter Smith and Tom Ralps here. They're both PTL, but not only are they both PTL, they also play out of the same store, face-to-face games, which is also the home
That's
store.
PTL, Prototype Toronto League, not Push the Limit.
Correct.
I've been getting it wrong all day. People say, "Oh, you're PTL." Like, well, I don't see Push the Limit in either. Oh, okay.
So
That's right. You guys got it.
not only do these two play in the same store, but I guess their leader is actually Graham Schofield, the person we've seen twice on our stream at the top tables. So that is a incredibly impressive face-to-face game store out there in Toronto, Canada. It kind of makes me want to go visit them to see what they're doing.
To Canada? This rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Anything to get that advantage over the Howard.
Sorry?
So while Chris checks out this technical difficulty, I'd like to take the time once again to thank Steve Cameron from Cascade Games. Steve has been running 4 of these Systems Opens from
Sorry, I
Kashyyyk
gotta interrupt this really quick. I gotta kill the recording because something happened to a rock and they need to see where it was.
Understood.
So we'll be right back.
Oh, I could have told him that. We have it right here.
Yeah. I think they'd rather see it than have us tell it to them. So we're back. Hello. Welcome back, Internet. That was seamless for you, but it was not for us. There was an initiative question, so we went to the tapes, checked the recording.
And Chris, I think we're breaking records here. Are we the first X-Wing instant replay group?
I don't care. I'm taking credit for it.
So you heard it here first, folks. Crate Squadron is officially the first instant replay group for FFG events. So that's Carolina Crates. So visit us on Facebook.
Truly, we live in the future. Welcome to the future, everyone. So I wonder what the initiative question is. Because Torkil happens PS0, but there's no overlap in pilot skill.
Yeah, we're looking at a 7 Hera, 7 Ahsoka versus a 2 Syndicate Thug, 2 Asajj. Oh, I see. It's the trigger of whether Ahsoka goes first or Asajj's stress assignation goes first.
That makes sense.
That's the pre-combat phase. Chris, why don't you walk us through that pre-combat initiative and the importance of it in today's meta?
Yeah, so, I mean, usually, right, so X-Wing's had a big kind of shift. I don't want to say recently, like in the past few waves of, it used to be that when you were in the activation phase, it was kind of just, like you were just revealing what was done in the planning phase. There weren't really decisions to make. You were just going through and revealing things. I mean, you're taking your actions and everything, but there weren't like abilities and everything triggering. More recently, though, things like Asajj have come out, Manaroo passing tokens and everything. Things like Mind Link, where you start throwing actions all over the board. And here, so the question is, Asajj says at the start of combat, you can pass a stress to somebody. And Ashoka says, wait, isn't Ashoka instead of attacking? No, I'm dumb. Yeah, Ashoka is at the start of combat as well.
Yes.
So that's what makes this whole thing work. That's why any of this makes sense. So Ashoka says at the start of combat, you can spend a focus token to give a friendly ship at range 1 in action. So the question is, would Asajj stress that friendly ship before it can take an action? Because you can't even take free actions when you stress, no actions. So Ashoka would be passing on an action that would be totally worthless. So that's where the question came from. But no, initiative's on our right side, right? Peter has initiative.
Tim Ralps has
So
initiative.
Tim Ralps has initiative.
On
I
the
guess
left side with
Peter
the.
wasn't thinking about it because he was the one that asked us to take a look because he's like, he was probably thinking, oh God, did I really do that? Did I really pass him initiative?
Yep, and actually Peter made a joke about it at the beginning because he said when he lost the initiative bid, he said, well, this goes my last shot of winning against you, Tom. So a little self-deprecation by Mr. Peter Smith on our right side. You know, something I thought I was going to see a lot of with the changes to Manaru, Chris, was the substitution of Manaru with Palub and Paratini. And because of that, I thought this initiative question would be a lot more critical at this.
When Palub and Tarok and Manaru start interacting, it turns into a mess.
Well, because
initiative matters a lot.
At that point, it's initiative pre-combat, because if you face a Ray, you have to, if you're the Ray, you have to ensure you've given initiative.
Yep. So they strip your tokens and you pull it back out.
Yeah, but if there's nothing to strip and then Ray gives it to you, then
you're golden.
You've defeated that.
Defeated old Tarok. Broke his spirit. God, I'm still. It's been the Ghost has been out for what, like a year?
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
That model is comically large. Look at it on the table. I can't even see like what's going on on table number 2 because there's a big fat ghost in the way.
And looking at the Ghost now, I really wish they would give those special type of stands to all of the large bases, be it the Decimator or.
Oh, I just take epic pegs and use them for all my big ships.
The epic pegs would be nice.
The problem is the top of the peg's a little bit too big, so once you use an epic peg on a big ship, it's forever relegated to epic because it'll never fit a small one again, but they're pretty snug. So, but, I mean, again, then you have to use the epic large ship base as well, and then it's like, well, most people don't have like 8 large ship bases and everything, or 8 epic ship bases and everything, so yeah.
So
I'm sorry, I got distracted.
So right now we have some gamesmanship going on. Tim and Peter are moving around the table, coming to the side, trying to figure out those arcs and angles. And
and I really don't understand. I don't know that it's wrong. I just don't understand the Ashoka positioning. I've seen this list played exactly once, and it was against Defenders, where he kept Ashoka and Hera together for obvious reasons.
Now, Chris, with all this movement going on the table, does that give your opponent a tactical advantage in that he's seeing you trying to eye an arc?
Yes and no, because I mean, even if you aren't convinced you want to take a move, you should check to see if it fits. I mean, you can see here, so like Tim has set his dial for Torkil, and he set his dial for Asajj, and he's put him down. It looks like they're set. Yeah, he set his Y-Wing dial down now. Looks like, so Peter knows that Tim is choosing his Y-Wing dial, and that's the move he's really concerned about this game, which isn't really information that you should reveal to your opponent. There's no reason to tell your opponent, hey, this is the move I'm thinking about a lot this turn, because now Tim knows.
Oh, and he's changed it. This is the third change.
There we go. So now Peter knows that Tim knows that Y-Wing has good move options. Like, there's some real decisions to make there. So the Y-Wing, after I talk about all these sweet movement options it has, takes a 2 straight, which I actually really like. He knows that Hera can basically reveal a 1 turn here, and then Navigator it to a. Yeah, he probably reveals a red maneuver of some sort this turn, so he can choose between the 5K and the 2 turn.
It looks like
I'm putting myself on the line here because I am not good at playing Ghosts, and I've never played Heragattor, but that's what I would do.
Well, Chris, you can't be right or wrong because, like you said, that Hera can go anywhere at this point. It has so many options. So what Tim has cleverly done is forced Peter to pick his poison.
Yep. So he can either get a range 1 shot on the Y-Wing and eat TLT and Asajj and lose, about 5 to 6 health, or sorry, 4 to 5 health, or he can try to get range 3 on the 2 TLTs, which he doesn't really want, and Torkil PS zeros it, so that Y-Wing's not in danger of being. I gotta go see what was on that dial. I'll be right back.
Absolutely, and for our listeners at home, while Chris takes the game time decision on the check, Asajj actually has that auxiliary arc on the side. So this is truly it's an excellent way to fly against the Hera. Chris, what did you do?
So he's revealing a green 2 straight here.
Okay.
Which means he can do any green maneuver, which is the 2 banks, 3 straight, 1 straight, 2 straight. He can change the speed anywhere from 1 to 4. And there are no red maneuvers he can get to, I don't think.
Correct.
So he cannot take the turn of any sort. But he can take any straight or any bank maneuver. Yes, here we go. Let's cheat. Oh, the 3 straight on Ghost is not green. It's white.
So but he can't get. Oh,
yeah,
correct.
Yeah, he can navigator it. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the problem here for our newer X-Wing players is no matter who this Hera commits to, he's going to be eating an auxiliary from that Asajj or and a TLT from one of the Ys or the Hawks. So this is just masterful flying,
yeah. And I think
by Tim.
The best move here, because there's a chance that that's range 1 on the Y-wing. It doesn't look like it is, but he really wants that to be range 1 on the Y-wing.
And now here's where that eyeball matters, because he's trying to figure out whether he wants to boost straight or to the right.
Yep. Well, and if he boosts to the right, he'll be at range 2 of Asajj, which he really doesn't. The stress Ghost is an unhappy Ghost.
And he takes the straight,
yeah,
as you predicted, Chris.
Should keep him at range 2. And so here's a big question people. I mean, we were talking about it yesterday, right? Like, why fire control on a Ghost? Accuracy corrector with TLT seems pretty good. So if he had fire control and had a shot on that, I mean, it's not applicable to this particular scenario, but in a different game where Hera has shot at Torkil before. He now has a target lock on him, and now he's at range 1, and now he's got 5 dice.
We see Peter take a barrel with that Ahsoka, setting up for that next round. I think that's got to be a 4 straight next round, right, with that TIE fighter?
4 or 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Asajj, he did end at range 2 of Asajj, so he will probably be, I won't say dialing in a green maneuver, but he'll probably be performing a green maneuver. So, and don't forget Torkil, so Asajj will actually, Hera will actually shoot last this turn, so Asajj is shooting first.
And that is 3 hits.
Yep, so it'll be range 2 obstructed. It'll be range 2 obstructed. Okay, they don't care about the obstruction. And range 1 from Torkil throwing 2 dice.
And Torkil gets it through. Torkil gets 2 through.
Our boy Torkil.
That heroic 37-point Torkil.
Yep.
And here comes the TLT pain from.
There's 1. And can he roll a symbol? He's rolling a 3rd. Okay, yeah, he's not going to bother rolling the 3rd die.
So, in that round, it was that's Hull.
Yeah, so Hera's at 9 hull now. That's a scary place for your Hera to be.
Now Hera is. What does Hera do here? Does he take that front arc, or does he take 2 TLTs?
I wish I knew the health on Torkil Mux, because if you can kill Torkil here, then that changes this game. He's just going to kill the Y-wing. Okay. It looks a little silly because I didn't roll dice, but a Y-wing can't avoid a TLT with accuracy corrector, and he hit it twice last turn, so he just kills it. He says that one's dead. Take 4 damage, because Hera's PS 0. Oh, okay, they are going to roll the dice because there's a judge. Oh, a judge just walked by as they did that.
So that's an X-Wing rules question. Technically, you do have to roll dice. You can't
do that when a judge is walking by, guys. Come on.
But again, they
can't even hear when I yell at them.
But again, Tim and Peter are colleagues. They play together at face-to-face games. They know each other and each other's lists. So when you're at that type of familiarity, you just understand that accuracy corrector TLT just.
I mean,
kills.
even locally, we'll be practicing with TLTs and everything. Even against a Y-wing shooting a decimator, like, all right, he eats 2. Like, it's the odds of rolling 6 blanks in a row and not doing 2 damage to a decimator with a Y-wing are just so comically slim when you have mods. It's like, what is the point? In a tournament, obviously, roll it out, but. So anyways, that changes the game dramatically. I didn't realize the Y-wing had taken 4. I guess I don't know why, because it definitely took 4 last turn. Probably because I didn't roll the dice and I missed it.
So. Despite the loss of that of that Y-wing, that Syndicate Thug, which is 25 points, PS2.
Yep.
I still think Tim may have a slight edge here, simply because Tim seems to have the maneuvering a little more precise. He seems to know where he wants to go with a little more certainty, and this could be because, to Tim's credit, he apparently is one of the mentor players at face-to-face games. So he's taught a lot of the
Seems
other
like
players
a good
how
mentor.
to play.
I'll take that. What's your credentials? Oh, I was 7-1 at a System Open. Pretty good credentials. Oh man, and he is calling.
Wow.
I would say he's calling Hera's maneuver. But Hera doesn't care what you do. Hera's gonna do what she wants anyways.
That Hera has to turn in right now, because if that Hera gets cornered by that Asajj, we're looking at a possible bump off the board.
Well, I think so. Hera's probably just gonna reveal. Who cares? I mean, it'll be a green maneuver because he wants to do a green maneuver, and he can change to any other green maneuver. But I mean, I halfway suspect us to see the right bank 2, or just the 2 straight. I think that's probably where we'll end up.
I think I would take the green 2 bank right now as well.
Yeah, it should land him at range 1 of Torkil, but again, our angles are weird. I think he's looking right now to see if that 2 straight clears, because the 3 straight's not green. Don't forget it like me. But you know, maybe he just wants to throw that 5 dice to Torkil and see if he can just pull him off the board, because that Torkil.
You have 45 minutes left.
That's the 45-minute call in the round. Sorry, I don't think we'll be getting that far.
And as a reminder for our newer listeners, that Ghost could just take the 2 straight and fire from the rear arc, because it is equipped with his Zeb.
I mean, he could do the 1 straight, right, and just take the bump and just throw probably 4 damage into Asajj.
And we do see the 2 straight.
There's the 2 straight.
And it is going to clear.
It will clear.
Little geometry for us. The hypotenuse is always longer than the legs. And I think Peter's very happy with his position right now.
Square root of 2 shorter than 2, as it turns out.
I think Peter would have hoped to not be in range 2 of that Asajj for that stress.
But it's honestly just not a huge deal.
And he's about to roll 5 primary red.
5 dice with the target.
And he is going all out offense with that target.
And I can see that 1 shield on Torkil. So, that might be Asajj actually. Let me go double check. Now the question is, does he just shoot at Asajj here? Is it time? Takes a focus. I'm going to go double check hold.
And that Ahsoka is in prime position for that attack. We have a judge call. It appears that what occurred has... We're trying to determine... The judge call is whether the Ghost has arc on the Torkil. Oh, no. It was just... They were just confused. They were trying to determine whether the Ghost had arc on the Shadowcaster. Obviously, it wasn't supposed to be the Shadowcaster. It was Ahsoka shooting on the Shadowcaster, not the Ghost. So it's just a bit of confusion, a little miscommunication. It happens all the time. Chris, what's the health report looking like?
Yeah, so Torkil's full. Asajj was full before that shot. I'm not sure what that shot was. I was sitting down as it happened. Hera's at 9 hull left, and Torkil's full. So everybody's full except for Hera, who's at 7 damage down.
And we can't forget, we can poop out that Zeb at any time right now.
Oh yeah.
And
so the judge is checking arc with Torkil. I eyeballed it while I was there, just walking around. It looks like it was out, but.
And now the judge is checking arc on the Torkil on the Ghost.
Our camera is angled here, so that template looks very much in arc there, but it's very close. Yeah, it's out.
And as Chris just mentioned, even though because of the camera angle, it looked a lot closer than it was, it is not in arc.
Yeah. So ships have been bumped, but if you're not aware, arcs on ships aren't 45 degrees, and it's not a 90-degree arc. It's like 82 or something. So if you're at 45 degrees and a little bit past a ship like that, it'll never be an arc.
Peter is aggressively rolling these.
There's 5 dice. Target locks 3. Average roll gets 3.
It's a strong roll.
Into 2 blanks. So
a stronger roll now.
So if he can get a shot off, then he'll kill Torkil next turn.
So does that mean that Ghost is pot committed to taking a 2-turn right now? Is he afraid of getting of the mat right now, the edge mat?
Sorry, one second. I was doing math. What was the question?
Is the Ghost pot committed to going to right now, which is a white, which means he'll maintain his stress?
So I don't think so. I think the move I like the most from this Ghost this turn is just a 1 straight. I mean, again, he doesn't have to pick it until after everything moves. How's it going, Ian?
right.
We're having
You
a.
ready? I got a mic for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're putting a pause on the action. I'm proud to be able to introduce Ian Hemp,
Hey, say
our
something. Is it
head
working?
marshal.
Hey,
Hey, there we go.
Cool.
How's it going?
Hi, Ian.
good.
Thanks
Hey,
for joining us.
I thought you guys would be interested to know. By my count, there's 21 Rebel builds in the cut today
Out of 59?
out of 59, and 10
Wow.
Imperials. The highest Imperial player right now that I see is on table 15. So there's a good
Wow.
chance
So
there
they're
will be no
X2.
Imperials in the cut.
That's insane.
That's nuts, yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to go to table 7 before I found a table that didn't have a Rebel build in it.
Oh, wow.
So, Rebels, man, FAQ.
Yep.
People weren't wrong when they said it's helping Rebels.
Yeah.
Now, for our watchers at home, I haven't had the privilege of giving out Ian's credentials right now. So if you'll give me just a second, Ian, before we take it back to
this
you.
man is
Please.
the god of plugging.
Ian's been judging as a marshal or as a floor judge these premier level events since 2013. Ian hails from Phoenix, Arizona, and represents the Phoenix Squadron. This is really one of the elder statesmen when it comes to competitive X-Wing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Ian's not old, but he's been with this community forever. Ian actually has been to 3 of the system opens at this point, correct? Or is it 4?
No, this is my second, actually.
This is the second. And between you and Kyle, your floor judge,
Right.
you cover all 4 system opens.
We've been the
correct?
marshals for all 4. Yep.
Yes. And Ian, your team consists of your team consists of
He's got it all written down. It's
Dave
crazy.
Icona, Bob Levizio, Patrick Tyson, and Gus Demanis, and they all hail from the Brothers Grimm, located in Long Island, New York. Can you tell us about how this team came together and what it's been like working with this group?
Yeah, I don't know the complete story. I know that Steve from Cascade Games was really trying to find judges for us to work with, and a couple people were kind of coming out of the woodworks, and as best I understand it, they all sort of discovered that they were all actually together in a group coming here together, so it worked out. But yeah, and they've been fantastic. It's been, you never know what you're going to get as a marshal with the judges that are coming. Like I didn't know in San Diego and I didn't know these guys, but I was listening to them all day yesterday, making calls, and they were doing a great job.
Now, Ian, something you told me yesterday that really struck me the correct way was how you were able to balance your very limited time with all of these players with an ability to explain the rules, but explain them in such a way where the players understood where you were coming from, where FFG was coming from, so everyone was able to walk away happy. And that just speaks to Ian's professionalism and his experience with dealing with sometimes some flame-worthy X-Wing players. Now, Ian, what's been your favorite experience at this Naboo System Open so far?
Every time I judge an event like this, I kind of understand the rhythm of what kind of questions I'm going to get as it goes throughout the day, and then into day 2. Today's been really exciting, and I find myself kind of getting giddy inside because every time somebody actually calls a judge today in games 8 and 9, it's going to be good, right? Like it's going to be razor thin. I had a ship that is it on the mat or off the mat, and depending on where the fuzz at the end of the mat was, like you could make. But then
Was it a system open mat or was it a normal mat?
it was a normal mat, but they had left the template, thankfully, in the nubs at the end of the maneuver. So I looked at the template, and there's actually a little bit of give between the nubs, and
Yep.
and the player hadn't utilized that give yet.
We
so
were just
I
talking about that.
yeah, so I just see if I'll hold the template, you move the ship, and let's see how much further into the mat we get it. And it was clean once we did that. So
Nice.
yeah.
Wow.
So I got to jump back into this because,
Please.
yeah, and thank you, Ian. You're probably busy. I was gonna say stick around, but no, you can't. Never mind.
Yeah, I gotta go, Judge.
Thanks again.
Thanks again, Ian.
So looking at this, so you were talking about that 2 turns good, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't like that 2 turn is I very much expected Asajj to turn away because this is the situation Asajj did not want to be in. Asajj absolutely does not want to bump Hera because then Hera is going to survive and Hera is going to throw out 5 dice at Torkil again. And Torkil has 2 hull. That is scary. And if Ashoka did something like, a 4 or 5 straight, now who do you Torkil? Do you Torkil Ashoka, who's at range 1 and you're not going to kill? Or do you try to land a blinded pilot or something onto Hera?
Now, I think this is.
So, and honestly, I'm so tempted here to take a focus and just pass it to Hera as an action.
Now, was the fire control system?
There's no, it's accuracy.
It's AC, you're right.
So Hera took a target lock onto Torkil. Now Ahsoka, I assume, is going to focus and then decide what to do after Tim decides what to do. I didn't see an action on Ashoka, though. It must have been start of combat. He took a focus and passed a target lock. Okay,
Yeah.
we solved the mystery. That's what that EPT token is.
And listeners, we apologize for the dead air here. We're very interested in this outcome. We just saw one blank, one hit against 2 evade, or one focus, one evade, and
he evaded it. Still has his focus for his 1-die primary into Hera. He might be able to TLT Ashoka, actually.
And the TLT is clean. Both players agree. Looks like one hit, and it is one hit.
So.
And the evade's good.
Ashoka eats 1. Shot number 2. That's 2 symbols.
That's a little pregame ritual by Pete. He's using new dice.
Oh.
And the new dice do not help.
Nope.
But it doesn't matter because.
No, the old dice were due result. That's how it works. you keep pounding your dice until they work, and then you give them a break. Here comes
the pain.
Torkil.
And that is a target locked 3. Oh, that is.
Roll the 4.
That is less
actions.
than average.
Actions are good in X-wing. Exhibit A, unless he rolls more blanks.
So we have 3 hits.
I think that's 4. I think he's just dead.
4 hits.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 hits. So he was guaranteed to be dead because he had 2 hull left. So Torkil is now dead. Now this game is dramatically shifted. So Ashoka's at 1 hull. Ashoka can arc dodge Asajj. So we saw Asajj change her arc to the rear there because he expected Ashoka to go way slower than that.
Exactly. But now now that Asajj probably has to use an action to move that gyro. Or no, I apologize.
You're fine. So. Gyroscopic targeting is an end-around thing. I don't know if he did a 3-speed move. No, he did a 1-bank, so he can't gyro it. Yeah.
No.
So, and he doesn't have. I don't think that Asajj has maneuvers to clear this turn. I don't think there's a maneuver on that dial that will clear. That isn't off the board, of course. The 3-bank might, but I mean we can't see the exact front, but it's so close. And if he takes that 3-bank, he's got to rotate arc right. Ashoka can just say, okay, I'll take the 2 or 3 turn into you. And then next turn, and then and then Asajj doesn't have actions for their shot. Get out of here! Did you do it, Travis? Travis letting us know he's about to lose. He'll come back triumphant in a minute, I'm sure. Yeah. So I don't There's just not good. So he's gonna go for the 3 turn. Shouldn't clear.
I think that's a. I think he had to go for one of those 3, 4, 5s.
Unless they're bumped at a weird angle, I don't see that 3 turn doesn't clear.
Obviously, these are 2 highly accomplished and experienced players, but with this type of situation, I would really recommend calling a TO to.
More X-Wing pro tip: take a 2 straight template and see if you can put it center it on the 3 turn. Because a large ship base is 2 ship bases wide.
Exactly.
So you can, or just have a spare large ship base on you and see if it fits without moving the other one. Okay, looks like they agree it's a bump. They're just going to slide it up some. Not going to bother with the train tracks because actually they were bumped, so technically they shouldn't move at all. Yeah.
So, maybe the little angle of.
No, because if you do a turn into I can't show geometry, but if you're bumped on somebody on the side or the front and you do a turn, you will not move. Because you'd have to turn, even if you can go straight, you can't turn to the side. Hey, Ian, you just want the microphone back?
Another X-Wing pro tip from Chris.
Ian's writing us a note. Yeah. Here you go.
Once again, we have Ian Hemp, our marshal.
Hey, so yeah, we just had a fun one.
Was that Travis's call?
I don't know. Oh no, it wasn't. No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was. So if Boba Fett potentially takes effect, and the target, the defender, is Tomax Bren that has crack shot.
Oh God, yep.
So Tomax says when you discard a card,
yep,
then you the elite pilot talent, then you could play it face up. Fett
Oh,
says
my goodness.
Fett's the one discarding the
Yeah.
card. So Fett
doesn't
gets
say
rid of it
force
permanently.
them to discard. Fett
Yeah.
says discard it, right?
Yes.
Yep. That's hilarious.
Just a
Whoa.
fun one came up.
So he chose the crack shot over like
Yes.
munitions or anything that are
Yes.
on it. That's awesome.
Yep.
He did it solely to call you as a judge. I'm calling it now. did he Boba Fett crack shot or did he just ask?
No,
how it
he
worked?
did.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's a game that's being played for pride.
Gotcha.
You know, but
Yeah, they're both out.
so they're both pretty casual about it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian, for that update. It's one of those things you don't really see in the sandbox until you get boots on the ground.
Oh man, and so now, sorry. So as we saw, Hera's maneuver did clear. Hera looks like they took that must have been so that was 45. Yeah, that was a 3-bank. It must have been, and had arc. Now Hera's big dog on campus, right? PS7 over PS6, and is rolling that 5 dice. And Asajj can't take many 5 die shots. She's great at like 2 to 3 die shots a turn, kind of like old Rebel Region was. But as soon as you start pumping up like Finn Rao style dice, Proton Rocket style dice, Ghost Range 1 shots, or like Finn Ghost Range 1 shots, oh man, she goes down fast.
And Chris, this is 3 rounds of that Hera firing at range 1 at different ships.
Yep.
And this is
Hera Navigator, man. Bless you, or excuse you, whichever one the case may be.
Now that Ahsoka's turned away, possibly to preserve.
Yeah, he's got one hull. I think he just wants to bait Asajj because, again, the Hera comfort zone is range 3. He can say, here's 2 hits 4 times, and Asajj can only throw 3 dice. And I'm actually going to go double check the hull because I think, has Hera taken damage? I don't think Hera's taken damage.
Hera's
She's probably still at
damage is
9.
on the top right, I believe.
I'll go double check that's actually 2 damage, but if that's actually 2 damage, then Asajj is in trouble.
And while Chris gives us that health, goes to check on that health update, I'd like to also thank a couple of our teams from the various squadrons that have attended. Obviously, you've mentioned Prototype League, the Prototype Toronto League, as well as Crate Squadron and Nova, but also shouts outs to the New York City X-Wing team, as well as the South Jersey PA X-Wing team, the New England X-Wing team, and a couple of the other squads who are here really representing a great community, with the micro-factions of the community, and making sure that all of their different local metas get to come out here to show how the different states in the U.S. play. What's the health update looking like, Chris?
Yeah, so that is the damage up there for, like you said, for Hera. So Hera has 4 hull left. Asajj has 6 hull left, sorry, with a face-up card is Shaken Pilot. Not very relevant. He didn't go straight. I don't think he flipped it over. It was so irrelevant. Honestly, I think they both forgot about it. Don't forget about it, by the way. Pro tip, shout out round 7 last game, yesterday. Straight off the board. With a ghost.
Now Peter's trying to take a look at whether that Ahsoka is an arc of that Asajj, and even if it's an arc, if it's in range.
Ashoka is at 1 hole left, so
Okay.
it looks like TLT shots are happening. Okay, he realized he flips it over, takes 1, accuracy correctors 2, 2 evades. Hey,
That is that Shadowcaster we've all come to love and hate and love. Thank you.
thank you. And hey, here's where 3PO comes in, right? Range 3.
Now that C-3PO is so undervalued in the current game state. Not in just this game, but in
Did
a
he
lot
just
of our
double
games.
nat evades twice? No way. No way. Spins evade. Wow, he just took 1 from 4 TLT shots on a 2 agility ship.
This is the.
I mean, Hera took 0, so.
This is the dice. The dice.
Blake, what are these?
It is
What
a dice
am I
game.
about to eat? Here, let me turn your microphone on. What are we eating? Well, our resident ghost specialist, Blake McKenzie.
Hello.
Great, even if he'll deny it to his grave.
And actually, Blake, congratulations for you won out today, correct?
Yeah, I won out on the
7
day.
and 2.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
awesome.
but 7 and 2 on the day,
Making North Carolina look good.
which
God
is
knows
7
I'm
wins
not.
better than Chris Allen.
Hey, we tied on losses though.
This is true.
I'm
Not sure if I'm going to make it to the top 8
But
with
close,
the.
though.
But if I don't, oh well.
Did you see standings? Do you know how your MOV is?
And Chris, that's what I'm looking up right now.
Let's
while
check
you
it out.
guys. But while I'm checking this out, Blake, since you are the resident ghost specialist, can you tell us whether you would prefer to try to go to time with about 20 minutes left with that TLT against the Asajj, or do you turn in and just start jousting? And
How much
say,
health
YOLO?
does the?
So Hera has 4 health left.
Okay.
The Ghost has 5, and it's accuracy corrector TLT with Navigator and C3PO and Intel Agent.
If he can play the range 3 game correctly,
Oh yeah, he's in good shape if he can play the range 3 game.
he can
correctly.
come back in, have the C3PO and the evade token,
Yep.
and he'll live through the shot. But he has to get Ahsoka back over there.
Yeah. And Ashoka's at 1 hole. So
Yeah.
I think he's trying to bait to go after Ashoka.
Yeah, so I would definitely be trying to get Ahsoka and Hera back together.
So what are these? Are these just chocolate?
Those are tag-alongs.
What's a tag along?
It's peanut butter with chocolate.
I'm in.
It's delicious.
And as a rankings update for our listeners
Paul, you
at
want a mic?
home, Blake,
All right,
am
how's it going?
Chris. Blake, I'm proud to say that Blake was 18 out of 261 at the
luck,
beginning
sir.
of this term. He is
I believe.
17.
17th.
Hmm?
You're 17th out of 261 at the end of this term, at the beginning of this round. So you are elite. You're a top 10%. You're not
Yay.
even. Thank you so much for taking the time. I mean, this is. I feel like I'm with a celebrity right now that it just rolled through 261 people and decided, hey,
I
I'm
have no
going to be
idea
top
how
20.
many people ask for my picture because they see me on YouTube all the time.
So actually, Blake, can you tell me a little bit about Sling Paint and what you do with that company?
All right, so Sling Paint, what I do
God,
for
the
them is
shout-out,
I'm
the plugs,
the
I'm
event
so impressed.
coordinator. So pretty much I look for events and say, hey, we should go make a presence here. And then they agree or they say, no, let's look for something else. And then if we agree, they send either myself, Berto, or them, so we go out there. And that's basically what I do. I go on.
Yeah, like I met Berto
Yeah.
at Steel Open last year. And
Yeah,
he
I'll
didn't
be at the
pass me.
Steel Open as well.
Yeah, well, I
And-
mean, that's when I met him last year. I was like, Sling Paint.
Chris,
Yeah.
is that an Asajj on a rock?
Oh, is that on a rock?
Everyone clench. Everybody clench.
Someone should really be holding that rock down.
Yep.
Someone should really hold that.
There's so
I know.
many people watching. I don't.
They got it through. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Interrupt you, Blake. Actually, I do want to ask you about something because the X-wing does this campaign against cancer event. It normally goes around February, June, and July. June or July, and Sling Paint has actually been one of the major donors without any credit to you. So, how did you get involved with campaigning against cancer, and what was the motivation?
I think that is a question better suited for Berto. He's the one that's been spearheading this.
Okay.
But from my understanding, he looks for like all sorts of charitable events. Like he's also involved with the Kappa Cup
Yes.
up in Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
I think in June.
Correct.
Yeah, so he just looks for like all these charitable things all over North America, like Canada, Mexico, all those little countries. So if there's something charitable, he wants to send something there just to get back to the community. He's really a big believer in, because the community has given so much to Sling Paint, he wants to give that back to them.
God, the plugs. I'm so proud of both of you. Just shameless promotion. It's beautiful.
So for our businessmen out there, X-Wing is not only a great hobby, but it turns out it's actually a great tax write-off as well. So I highly encourage everyone to join our community, whether it's for tax or hobby purposes.
Yeah, there we are.
So, I just want to note, Hera was out of range here, so Ashoka is not interested in giving up free shots. So Ashoka's like, I'm
And
barreling.
Ahsoka does a
out of
wonderful.
range, I think.
Now, I really actually love this play by Peter Smith because right now you're forcing that Ahsoka to either commit to that ghost, or you have to force him to move that auxiliary arc. And I'm not sure what I do at this point. What do you think, Chris?
I was thinking the exact same thing. I have no idea, right? Because Ashoka is, how many points is Ashoka? Like 17? Yeah, 17. That's like 17 free. You got to get 1 damage onto Ashoka. That's easy. The problem is you got 2 turns to do it. So now Tim is thinking, okay, how's my MOV for this tournament, right? Do I have to make the risk to go for the win, or do I play the MOV game and do I try to make the cut based on just pure MOV? With his list, I'm guessing his MOV is very, very, very strong.
See, he doesn't want that anarch shot, though, too close, because he has to have in order to survive what's coming, he has to have the evade token plus the chance to use C-3PO.
Right, well, so Hera's got 2 shots. She's got one, like, range 1 to 2 shot before she's really in trouble. So if I'm Peter, I'm going for the win. Like, you know, I want to take this home.
Yeah, if
give me
if
my
I'm
8-1
Peter, I'm
guaranteed cut.
forcing the range 1.
Yep.
So do you think Peter reveals that 1 green and changes it to something like a 3, or do you think he reveals the 5 and just goes for the 5?
I think he goes for the 5.
Okay. Or I'm sorry, the 4.
Well, no, he can do a 5K.
Yeah, okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
So, you mean
But it's going to be as
what's Hera
fast
gonna
as the
do here?
maneuver he can go.
I really like. Yes, the Shadowcaster. Okay, now I got lost for a second. I'm sorry.
Now our angle's a bit off here, Chris, but from what you saw from the board, is that rock going to be in the way of that Hera if he goes?
Like if he starts trying to bank, yeah, it'll be in the way.
Okay.
And it looks like Peter's getting exactly the engagement he wants. Peter's the Hera player here, of course. He's saying, okay, I'm going to make you pick left
Actually,
or right.
he could
with
be
your
really
arc.
cheeky and turn down. Right, there's a little pathway there he can turn down on.
Big congratulations to our colleague and friend Chase from the Carolina Crates. He just 100-0'd his
both
last
opponents.
match.
That's
Both
his
match.
second consecutive 100-0 today.
Yep.
Second
Disgusting.
Is Chase 7-1 now?
He's getting rid of the competition for
8-1?
me.
8-1.
Hey, he did it.
8-1.
Congrats. There's one of our top 8.
So what were you saying about this turn-in, Chase? Blake?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yep. Take that turn
Oh.
in. So now he's got Hera on one
'Cause-
side and Ashoka on the other, and he's going to make him pick which one he wants.
Yeah, because the arc didn't change. The Shadowcast arc's still forward.
Wait, he moved the arc forward? I missed that.
It's on the left.
Oh.
It's the white dot. It's a
Yep,
Canadian
there it is.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's filthy
Awesome.
Canadian thing. So, yeah, so now Ashoka can turn in and get some free shots, right?
Yeah, Soka's got a turn. Yep,
And
there we
he's
are.
gonna
There's
get
the
that
boost
range
just
three
to
boost.
make sure.
And he'll clear it.
Because all he's wanting to do is just TLT. That's it.
Now, yes. Now, happily, someone is holding down that rock. This is the second.
Well, someone think of the rocks. Oh, looks like they're saying
It looks
no.
like it hit the rock. Yeah. Luckily that came. Luckily, someone held down that rock
So
at the last
I
second.
assume he's just going to take the evade here. Hey, Duncan, your game up?
Yep, 200 O's for day 2.
You're the Duncan Howard plot armor persists.
This is our another breaking news. Duncan Howard with another
9-0.
9-0 maintains that. Defeats who we previously
we're all
just
going to
saw.
suffocate in this giant room. Just,
I was about to say his head's getting just bigger
it's
and
just
bigger
massive.
over there.
His head is large. Truly a thing of beauty.
So now we see a lot of movement by Peter and Tim. They're trying to figure out arcs. They're trying to figure out what they want to do.
Looks like he
Ahsoka
decided
does a
it was time to just take that evade, and Ashoka's going to come in. Probably just take a focus here, I assume. Maybe take a barrel roll, play on the variant some, but he's in a good spot. There's no reason to risk it. It's not like he can target lock. So
Now, assuming that the Asajj distributes that stress, do you eat the stress if you're Asajj to make the evade, or do you force that ghost to take a green?
it depends. If it's the first TLT shot, then it's a hard choice. So looks like Ashoka sneaks one through. Is that what just happened? Yeah, TIE Fighter's doing work. That puts Asajj exactly at 4 health, which is the danger. That's one turn.
Yep.
I mean, it's easy to evade since it's range 2. Like he said, he got that evade. It's unobstructed, but here come probably 2 hits. If he rolls well, he could just get 3 as well. So correctors 2, 2 dice back, spends something. The stress.
He does eat the
Yep,
stress.
Spends the stress at the first opportunity. I think that's probably the right call. Accuracy correctors another 2. Which
Now-
rolls 2 evades. Wow.
Now, for our newer watchers at home, just to make sure everyone understands how accuracy correctors works, you are technically supposed to cancel all your dice results and replace them with 2 hits. But again, these 2 high-level players understand exactly what each
Yeah,
other
it's
is lists to, so they're just being
saving
casual
time.
about this.
Takes a crit. Takes 2 crits.
He-
So one's a direct.
One health
He says
remaining.
1 hull remaining.
One is it,
And
and we have our second TLT coming.
what's it? Hey Paul. Hey Paul.
We have our
Can
second
you check what
TLT
that crit is
coming.
for me? Can you check what that?
So Chase, well, we have our 3-time world champion Paul Heaver. Check out what the crit was. What do you do now with a Pilot Skill 0 Hera in this position?
Those are the crits
A
you
cry.
want. Yep. Well, I mean, it's actually not nearly. He has Intel Agent.
It's not as terrible as it normally would. Like on a Kanan Ghost, for example, this would be awful.
Yep, but
But on a Hera Ghost, you're still.
Yeah, he's got Intel Agent. He's got C3PO.
What am I doing?
What's up?
I'm here. I don't want to be like Ben Keller and miss the microphone.
Oh, no. I was saying he has Intel Agent. He has C3PO. He has Navigator, so he can still do all his Hera shenanigans.
Yeah,
he's
he
at
can
range
still
2.
go wherever he wants. He can't react.
He just has to survive that range.
And
3
the
shot.
the TLT gets through. The second TLT gets through.
Wow.
So we're a 1 hull Asajj. No, I'm sorry.
2. Yeah,
2
2
hulls
hulls.
Asajj.
But now Ashoka can, like take that 5 straight, right?
Ashoka could actually be the game breaker here.
Yep. And there's still a shuttle.
Does that
there's
Ahsoka have black market slicer tools?
Yes, it does.
It does indeed. So
That could be big.
So now, do you deploy the Ghost this turn and block
cheers,
that
that's
3 turn?
exactly what I'm thinking too.
So you can take like say a 1 straight here, and then take a 3.
The
1 straight would deploy there. 3 turn. No, it's not enough to block it.
And that shuttle is the Zeb with no upgrades.
It's my arch rival that I never beat ever, Ben Kavanaugh. How's it going, Kavanaugh? Well, you want a microphone?
I mean,
I can't believe you. You're
the
heartless.
attack shuttle is no slouch. It's still, that's 3 attack dice. That's still marginally good.
Oh yeah, I mean to get 2 damage through, right? That's 1 shot maybe.
And it could take that target lock to get that. So I think we both have some very difficult. Actually,
it's funny because Peter's moves this turn are almost easy, right? You set some turn on Hera, probably like the 3 turn and then boost or something. I mean, again, I never played this list, but that is what I assume is going on here. And then Ashoka just takes like a 4 or 5 straight because we all know Asajj is taking this 2 turn left. Like, there's no question about it. Intel Agent's almost a blank card here.
Now there is, and that's exactly what I was thinking. There is a lot of board left in front of that of Shadowcaster, and we just saw Tim move the cards. So if we caught it, Peter definitely caught it. He is thinking about maybe overshooting that Ahsoka.
And then like just trashing it from range 1 out the back.
And this is going to be a tough call. It's just
such a risky play though.
Because
if you whiff it, then
I'm not quite sure
dead.
what he needs to do with Ketsu though in this situation.
It's Asajj.
It's Asajj.
What's up?
It's Asajj.
It's Asajj.
Yeah.
My God, I keep hearing different things over
Oh,
here.
you're good. We're probably saying different things over here.
And now Peter's a little worried too because he's looking exactly at the area that Tim is looked at and cleared off.
Peter's thinking about what Tim's thinking about what Peter's thinking about.
Yes, and Chris, who's on first? So, in fact, that actually makes the Hera move a lot more difficult too. Because if that Asajj does overshoot, do you set that dial at a 1 green and hope to be able to catch up, or do you go to the 3 red?
I don't know.
See, the only saving
that's
grace
the
is
answer.
Hera is moving first.
Yep. With Intel Agent, right? He has all the he has perfect board information.
Here we are. The
immediately.
Intel Agent is.
He's taking the turn.
Oh, is this a misplay? Did he
Did he
forget
not
the
Intel?
Intel
He
Agent?
did not Intel Agent.
This is a misplay without the Intel Agent. Again, this is a high stress situation, and there's
probably just taking an
And there
evade,
goes
I
the
assume?
shuttle.
Oh,
There
okay.
goes the
He's going to deploy the shuttle. All right, I like this play. This is
I
good.
like that a lot.
He's not going to get that end around TLT, or if he gets the end around TLT, it means horrible things have already happened.
So
And there's a very high probability the shot's obstructed, so Asajj has got to get the 3
he
hits.
took. We see him turning in,
Wow.
and is that? That's not enough distance to get out of range 3.
It's so close. He can boost, but I think he just wants. I don't know.
Now it is important to note the auxiliary arc is in the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's
so,
pointing up towards the top of the board here.
So if the Ahsoka, but he's moving it.
Yep, he wants Ashoka. He's hungry. Oh.
He did. It is going to be an actionless shot.
He's got push. I don't know that he's going to push, but he's got it. This is a scary push scenario.
Now, if that Ahsoka did do a 4 or 5, he is going to be eating. She's going to be eating a lot of dice from that back.
Well, no, he moved it to the side, facing us. So if he clears the Ashoka, I don't think a 5 straight clears there, but if he does a 5, he'll slam in and eat a stress, which you don't want your TIE fighter stressed, but it's much better than.
And it's also incredibly
Thinking
important
really
to know.
hard about this one.
Yep. So he's gonna take the push and then
because
take a lock.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka did that like 2 bank or something.
Yeah, and Ahsoka. Keep in mind, Ahsoka does have that chopper internet, So a bump is not the worst thing in the
No,
world.
Chopper's the stress one.
I see.
The new one that's coming out is the
Nope.
bump one. Yep, there's the bump. Yeah, that's a bump, guys. You can slide it forward. Save yourself some work.
Everyone,
There
Peter
you go,
being
they
a
got it.
sportsman, just confirming with his.
Yeah. It's always
with his
important to
opponents,
demonstrate
yeah.
to your opponent, like, hey, this bumps. I'm going to slide this up.
So we're both in some interesting positions here because Ahsoka does get to shoot first in the next round. We are just outside of range 2, so no stress distributed. Or I'm sorry, we're just outside of range 3 on both shots, so no
Wow,
shots
there's
this
no
round.
shots.
Yep.
You were right, Chris. Your eye is better than mine. They were just outside of 3 on both shots.
That was probably the best case scenario for. I'm gonna guess that's Peter,
Peter.
With Hera, you're saying?
Yeah.
the rebel player. I guess is Peter.
Yeah, Peter's
Yeah,
the rebel.
that's the best case scenario for Peter because now he can turn.
Duncan, just because you
that
9-0
goes
doesn't
back
mean I'll
into
be
the
your
fight.
caddy. Yeah, it does. So just because you're 9-0 doesn't mean I'll be your caddy, but I will.
Oh,
We're,
what's
I'll be your
this?
we're
caddy.
getting a little promo about
What's
the
this?
prototype Toronto League.
Oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
What's going
wait,
on?
pull it. All right, whatever.
Yeah. We're getting the a
That's
little
shameless self-promotion. You have to love it. You have to respect shameless self-promotion.
a little more a little comical break from our player Tim Ralps.
It's
Once again,
important
from
to always
face-to-face
you
games.
know, this is a very high stakes game, of course, but I'm glad to see they're both having fun. You know, it's important to when you're. I've noticed. I mean, I've seen when you're happy and like thinking and your head's on straight, you play a lot better.
And I think it's easy to be happy when you're in a good position to make the cut, whether you win or lose.
Yep.
So life is good to be king.
Calm down, Simba.
Yeah. Now, does the ghost run at this point?
I don't think so.
No, you turn it back in.
The ghost is a PS0, and
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point with Hera, I would take something like a 4 straight, and just try to get range 3.
You turn it back in, otherwise Ketsu's gonna flail away on Zeb. The more shots you can take away from
Hey, shows what I know.
the attack shuttle, the better this game goes for Peter.
Is he facing a rock next turn? Oh, he can 1 turn away from him. He sure doesn't want to.
X-Wing players, you have 9 minutes left
Oh,
in this final round.
Wow.
this makes it
He might have the banks clear to the left next turn, actually. Now that I'm looking
this
at
makes
it.
it very difficult.
That's so risky if he's on that rock next turn, though. That's 50-50 to lose his ghost.
And not only that, if they do think the 1 hard can clear, do you bother assigning him the stress, knowing that you're probably gonna have to eat it?
Yeah.
Because right now that stress to Ahsoka is preventing that K turn from Ahsoka, which is pretty much what Peter
Oh, yeah.
wanted to do.
Yeah. He wants to do anything but the maneuvers he has available.
Oh.
Okay, he's going to take
Now
the
there
boost.
comes the boost.
And that may take him out of arc from that front shot, but he does still have that TLT, albeit not the secondary double tap.
He's got range 1 in arc on him here, right?
And we see
Oh,
the
wait.
3
No,
things.
Hera's, I have forgotten that Hera's PS0. I was thinking that was the last move of the turn, not the first. Okay. Some Howard.
And we see
proving
a
that they don't
barrel,
actually
so
hate
we're
each
going to
other.
have a unmodified attack from Zeb. Remember,
Well,
Zeb's.
Asajj has not moved yet.
And remember, Zeb is. Oh, what is the move?
It's a 3 turn.
Okay. Oh, so
He's just saying, hey, can you
Peter's
get
just
that for me?
offering to
Is
do it
Peter
for him.
really using cardboard
He's using
templates?
cardboards,
I was just talking about how I haven't seen cardboard templates anywhere near the top tables in so long because everybody's are destroyed.
which is funny because he has the regionals range ruler.
Does he? That's awesome. So I guess he flipped over a damage sensor array there and then pushed for what looked like target lock on Hera.
Yeah. Now, is that? Yeah, I see. The Ahsoka turns out.
Yep. I mean, there's nothing else you can do. He can take a focus and pass it over to Zeb, which is, I assume, what he's going to do.
And do you think that's the play to?
I'm not sure what the measuring is. Stress, maybe? He's rolling 1. Oh, Slicer Tools. That's what it is. He gets it. Wow. 1 to go.
Oh, wow.
The Black Market Slicer went through, I think.
There it is.
Oh, my goodness. This is.
Is that a 1 health Asajj?
That's 1 health Asajj.
That is a 1 health
Hera.
Asajj.
Oh my goodness.
We are rolling. Tim is rolling for the Asajj. Who is he attacking?
Don't forget your stress, sir. There
I think
it
it's
is.
Ahsoka.
There's no way. He has to shoot Hera. He's just dead if he doesn't shoot Hera. He gets 2. That's enough to kill her. Yep. 1.
And the
Nope.
hair is out of the game.
And
Not sure what that measurement's for, but
major
I think
explosion.
a major
in there.
explosion
I
came
see.
out.
I'm not sure what the he measured range or something. Oh, probably for the shot to see if it was 3. I don't know. Oh yeah, because he would C3PO.
So we're
he could
taking a look at the
C3PO 1
Zeb.
if it were 3.
Zeb is just
Oh.
in, is it
Wow, just barely out. So I'm gonna look at points. So this Asajj is 48. So Peter's still winning right now. Because his Ashoka's 17, his Zeb is
21?
21. No, Zeb's not 21 points, is he? Hey, Blake,
Yes.
Balake, how many points is Zeb? 18?
What, the
17?
shuttle? 18.
Yeah, 18. Okay. So Peter's got 35 points on the board to Tim's 24. And Tim's 24 has 1 hull. So both his strategies here of going down and hunting versus not are
You know, I
pretty
only
good.
saw that video a couple days ago.
Which
The
video?
Balake video. Had no idea where it came from. Yeah.
Got him.
Oh, so what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even know what to do right now. I'm.
You go balls to the wall with that shuttle.
Do we know how much time's left in the round?
I do not. I have not been
I
keeping
have
track
no
of the
idea,
time. I've been entranced by this matchup by our Canadian friends to
Hey,
the north.
looks like
They
Peter's
said there was
taking the
9
clock,
minutes
right?
left.
A while ago, or
Oh, a few minutes ago. I'm sure they'll
Okay.
give it a shout out like 5 or 4.
yeah. So it looks like Peter's taking that. I'm just leaving. You know, we'll just run the game out, which I
Okay.
think is probably
What's
the
the
best
time?
strategy.
Left.
Chase, shout out Chase, checking the time for
Yep,
us.
Chase Green had a perfect 400-0 last day of
Yep,
Swiss.
8-1, pretty gross.
That is in arc.
5 minutes left on
5
time right
minutes.
now.
Okay,
I'm sorry, that is in range.
so he takes a lock.
The
on
target lock
Asajj.
is- on the Zeb,
yeah. Asajj takes the lock. Okay.
the
And
deadly
He
vote.
pushes. Oh, everyone clinch. I mean, it's like,
Next week, players, you have 5 minutes left in the round.
and then
5 minutes.
yeah. Oh, this is so cheeky because now Ashoka is gonna do that and be out of range, and then focus, and then passive barrel roll. It's all so cute. It's all so cute. Look at how cute this is.
And,
Oh wait, he blocks the barrel roll. Uh-oh. Less cute.
and then we have that 5-minute warning.
Yep.
Do
Ashoka
they-
takes a focus, probably to pass a focus over to Zeb. Oh no, Zeb already has one, so he'll be focused evade. Yeah. Nope, he wants the barrel roll.
Now that's strange to me because they just measured the 3, just saw that the Zeb was just in 3. Why didn't the barrel roll occur there?
Maybe he was worried Ashoka was in range. Spends evade. Looks like he's fine. No, takes a shield. 2 shields? 1 shield? 1 shield.
1 shield.
Now,
So, and we'll probably have 1, maybe 2. I really doubt we'll have 2, but if there's 5 minutes left, let's get, well, you know, a minute to set dials, a minute to move ships. Oh yeah, there's probably 2 left.
now that Asajj does have a rock right in front of it, so it can't be as aggressive as it'd like to be.
I'm really surprised that Tim is taking the time to arrange these cards. Oh, he's already set his dial. Okay. I was going to say, he wants these turns to be happening as fast as possible. There we go. Looks like Peter's going to be nice, brisk pace. Taking that 1 bank. I assume that here's where he starts doing that, you know, focus evade.
And this is just going to be
Yep, Asajj is going to take... Asajj isn't turning in. Wow. Asajj narrowly avoiding these rocks. Asajj has really flown really well through these rocks. I mean, one of them, I think he didn't like it was so close that it had to be like a, I hope this clears, and if this doesn't clear, I lose anyway, so I might as well take the risk type scenario. But like he's really skirted those rocks really well, and
I think
Ashoka is bailing, not interested.
And you know, Tim has the right idea right now because he's painting them into a corner. Whereas if they get to a second turn, right now, Tim's going to cut him off at the pass.
Yep. The problem is he's only got maybe a turn to do it. He's got to get 1 into Ashoka, which is much easier than 1 into Zeb. But if Zeb gets a shot,
And as you
then he
see,
just loses.
Tim is snap dialing at this point. Tim
Yep.
has already set it down.
Yeah, and he's gyroing. Wait, gyro's there. He must be planning to do the 5K. I don't see how else that makes any sense.
So he's going to sacrifice. He's going to risk
no.
the rock.
No, he must be taking the 3-turn right. Yeah, that does make sense. Okay, my geometry skills failed me for a second.
So this is one. He has to clear the rock, which we think will happen.
Oh yeah, he's fine. He might have to do a 2-turn instead of a 3, but a 3 looks fine there too.
It is. It's also important to know, Chris and Blake. If a dial is set before time is called, the entire round gets played.
No, if it's not even if a dial is set. If you make it to the planning phase, even if nobody set a dial, then the next round happens.
And I like to call that the John Stoke rule because that is what occurred.
Oh,
and,
poor guy.
And it actually, believe it or not, Chris, it almost happened to him again today.
No.
Last round.
Oh yeah, you're right. I heard it. Which immediately calls judge.
Yes.
Yeah, that was hilarious. So Asajj is playing with fire here, right? Like if that is in range 3 of Zeb, then he's in a scary place. And yep, we're doing the right thing here with Ashoka.
Ashoka doesn't care about the edge.
He doesn't have enough room to barrel roll back towards the end of the board, so he's got to barrel roll. What? Stress? Is Ashoka just flying off the board? I'm confused. Oh, it's a K-turn. Got it. The world makes sense again. TIE Fighter 3K.
My jaw dropped, but I did not see the flip.
Yeah, I was also like, what just happened here?
So here we have the Zeb. What is Zeb's
the
move?
Easier angle to watch.
Does the Zeb take that 3-bank in, or is it coming in at the Asajj? Are we going YOLO at this point?
I don't know. Paul, have you seen this? Yeah, don't. Paul is savagely just brutal. Hey, Paul, you want a microphone this time? Eat a cookie on mic. Anyways, so did you see this board state? Asajj is at 1 hull, Ashoka's at 1 hull, and Zeb's at 2 hull and 1 shield.
So.
Yeah. Ahsoka's at 1 hull, but Ashoka has slicer tools as well, and Asajj is push.
So we have the privilege of having 3-time world champion Paul Heaver just kind of watching the game with us right now, sharing his insights off the record.
Yeah, the great insights he just dropped.
We really wish him the best of luck. He's at time has been called.
So this is the last round.
This is the.
I want to eat another one of those cookies. They're really good, right? Like, so Ashoka is easy here. Ashoka's doing a green move for sure. Asajj can't really push. Ashoka could PS kill Asajj. That's like, because Asajj wants to bump into Zeb and then kill Ashoka without mods, which is.
But in order to PS kill the Asajj, that Ahsoka has to take a pretty aggressive. Is it a 3-bank? Is it a 3 green bank?
Well, so no, it's the 2. His options are 2 straight, 2 bank, 3 straight or green. Or he can do something like a 3-turn right and try to throw off his opponent. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a move you make here. Because of that mobile arc is going to the side. If this were a front arc ship there, I think that 3-turn right while you're stressed is awesome.
Tim's second-guessing himself a little bit.
Hey, Zeb takes the very, very conservative 1-bank.
And Zeb will be... Zeb is going to focus.
Wait. All right. Okay, so here's what can happen. If he bumps into Zeb...
Oh.
Wow. He called my 3-turn real hard.
There we go.
Yep. So he does that. So he's eating shots from Zeb. I was going to say, I didn't see that rock there. Asajj was hiding a rock. This whole game was different than we thought.
The gyro is switched over, and a target lock is taken on Ahsoka.
Look how close he's been to all these rocks. That's so impressive.
Just goes to show Tim's professionalism at this game, and it's actually both of them, to be honest.
There's the correct maneuver. That 2-bank to the edge of the board, just barely on it. Gonna take an evade, I assume, and hope it's out of range. It looks like it's in range, but so the only way that Peter loses this game is if Asajj kills his.
And we would need a full out Asajj against a blank out Zeb right now.
Yep.
4% shots have occurred.
Asajj has to straight up kill Ashoka here.
Ashoka is in range.
And then Asajj has to survive
has to kill
Zeb.
something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're not going to kill Zeb. That's not happening.
It is in range. Ahsoka is in range, so it comes down to this, folks.
Target locks for 3.
3 hits.
3 hits.
Wow.
So it comes down to this for our Canadian player, Peter Smith.
5. Oh, is it obstructed?
God.
5 dice with the
So
obstructed.
a little over 55-ish%
with
chance
the,
to survive.
That is a focus. That was a
Right?
correct move.
All this gamesmanship, and now
Peter-
it's
Peter
like
is-
55-45 favored.
We're about to see someone very happy and someone very sad. And Peter does not do it.
I can't read those dice. I have no idea. Nope, there's a damage.
Peter does not
Crit
do it,
sneaks
and,
in.
and it's disappointing.
Okay.
Hold on. Zeb
so
still has to
now-
shoot.
So Zeb is in a very similar situation.
Zeb has to get this.
It comes down to
Three-die focus against Latarazi and no mods.
and Lats did take the stress on. Oh, he has.
He's got to roll 2 natural evades to survive. That's just 3 natural hits.
Goodness.
It would not be the first time he's done it this game. You can hear everyone. Oh, no. Was he not stressed? Oh, gotcha. All right, Chris, read the board state game wrong, so Zeb takes it home.
Ooh, that was a
Hey,
game.
Blake, how's it feel when your Zeb takes the game home for you?
I'm sorry?
I said,
Zeb
what-
takes the game.
yeah, when your Zeb's winning, that means the game wasn't close, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna hang a bait or are you gonna watch? What do you want to do?
All right, let me go ahead and close this out so we can get started to set up for.
For cuts.
I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna.
Hey, Blake, stick around for 1 sec, like 2 seconds.
Yep.
So we're
If
headed
I don't
out.
make top 8, I'll just come right back to the stable.
We'll see you at the top 8. Thanks again. So I'm joined by Mr. Blake McKenzie.
And this is
Mr.
Peter
P-
Fu from South Jersey, PA.
All right, and I'm Chris Allen from the good old North Carolina.